How is it possible that two athletes can train just as hard, want it just as badly, have the same dream, the same talent, the same opportunity, yet when the pressure hits, one rises and one completely falls apart? And what if I told you pressure doesn't actually create performance? It reveals what was already happening internally. Because the biggest difference between people who thrive under pressure and people who collapse usually isn't talent. It's their nervous system. And in this video, we're gonna deep dive into why some athletes dominate under pressure, the hidden psychology behind performance, what the nervous system has to do with success, and why visualization actually works, and what the cup can teach you about your own life, goals, business, confidence, relationships, and identity, and money. So, because maybe the reason you haven't broken through yet, babe, has nothing to do with your potential and has everything to do with what your body, that sexy body of yours, has been trained to believe is safe. Now, if you're new here, hi, my name is Lee Ann, and welcome to Rise and Elevate. This is a space that I created where I talk about universal principles, give real life examples. We talk about psychology, nervous system, healing, identity, subconscious patterns, and becoming basically the best versions of ourselves who no longer have to live in survival mode. And today, my beautiful friends, we're using something big, the World Cup, because millions and billions of people are going to be watching athletes perform under unbelievable amounts of pressure, like I couldn't imagine. And honestly, what happens on that field is psychology in real life. So let me ask you this. Think about this honestly. Have you ever noticed sometimes the moments that matter so much, you freeze, you choke up. Maybe it's the job interview, speaking event, anything that's like, that hot date, like you see her or him and he's so sexy and like, you're like, oh God. And then suddenly you just like lose it. You start doubting yourself. You start self-sabotaging, right? You just collapse. Psychology calls this performance anxiety, but nervous system work explains it differently. I want you to imagine, think of your nervous system like your body's internal thermostat. We all have like this. And if your system is calibrated or turned to stress, fear, self-doubt, pressure, chaos, then when your success or visibly arrives, your body may unconsciously go, this feels unsafe, and that's why you start shrinking. Not because you're incapable, but because your body hasn't practiced safety yet. So think about these penalty kicks in the World Cup, right? Millions of people watching, literally entire countries. So there's a lot of pressure. There's pressure everywhere and every home. My boyfriend and I were talking about that this morning, like how people get so ramped up, but think about all the pressure that's on them. Do you think the athlete suddenly becomes talented in that moment? No. The pressure reveals what their body can regulate. That's why athletes don't magically become calm. They train their nervous system. They train their nervous system through repetition, through visualization, identity work, mental rehearsal, emotional regulation, because the body performs best in familiarity. And did you know many elite athletes, they mentally will rehearse success before it even happens? So they'll close their eyes. I think Michael Jordan has even revealed this. They'll close their eyes. They are seeing themselves making the shot. They feel the crowd. They imagine the success, repeating it mentally. Why? Because then the brain begins treating repeated imaginary as familiar. And what feels familiar feels safer. And honestly, this isn't just for sports, honey. This is your entire life. This goes for your business, your relationship, your money, your confidence, your healing, because you don't have a lack of potential. But maybe your nervous system just hasn't learned, is it safe for me to succeed? So many people are just trying to force. We're trying to force outcomes. They think like, oh, if I just grip a little harder, if I try harder, if I stress harder, try to control it. But what if the goal was becoming internally familiar with the version of you who already handles pressure? The confident version, the secure version, the successful version, the calm version. Because performance, babe, changes when identity changes. Pressure doesn't build character. It reveals patterns. And the beautiful thing, patterns can change. Confidence can be practiced. Safety can be learned. Success can become familiar. And maybe the person you want to become isn't far away. Maybe your nervous system just needs repetition. So tell me in the comments below, when pressure hits, do you rise or do you freeze? No judgment. This is all awareness because nothing changes in our lives unless we become aware of it. Awareness changes everything, my beautiful, sexy friends. So if this message helped you in any way, make sure that you share it with someone chasing a dream who needs this reminder. And with that, much peace and love, and I cannot wait to see you in the next video.